Is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. All lies will be exposed. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing,
you will tell it.
I know so many things I shouldn't know. When I walk in a room, heads go down.
Comedian and actor Katt Williams, known for his candid and unfiltered commentary on the entertainment industry, recently made headlines with explosive claims. He alleges that Sean Diddy Combs was involved in orchestrating the devastating fires in Los Angeles. This revelation has sent shockwaves through both the entertainment world and the public, sparking intense discussions and debates. Williams' sudden emergence at the center of such a major controversy has fueled intrigue, leaving many questioning what he knows and whether there is any truth to his allegations. Conversation surrounding his claims continues to gain momentum.
Tonight, after the most tragic trial by fire Southern California has ever faced, now a new threat. The rain. A major rainstorm, expected to sit on top of the region until Monday, will all but extinguish what remains of any flames. But in the burn-scarred hillsides of the Palisades, rain triggered this debris flow, cutting off roads for fear of landslides.
And as the water rushes underneath it, the foundation gets less and less stable.
Firefighters forced to pivot from fighting fire to fighting floods.
Our station is getting filled with water.
We met Palisades Fire Captain Eric Nakamaru as his crews worked to prevent his own station from going underwater. They're pumping water out over here?
Right now we're pumping the water out of the station. Parts of the station are flooded right now.
And the worry here is real. Experts say land moves about 7 times faster on a burn scar than on land with vegetation. And as you can see, much of this area is blackened.
The first heavy rain we get, we're very concerned.
Lisa Guerrero's Malibu home survived the fire, but she's worried about what could happen next.
There's a hill in front of us that's about to come down, and then there's a hill behind us that could come down on us.
Crews scrambling to build barriers around some of the worst hit areas, worried about toxic chemicals in the debris that could flow into nearby waterways, even the ocean. A flood of new concerns facing a community already living through the worst case scenario.
Steve is joining us now from the Pacific Palisades. And Steve, the worst of the storm hasn't even hit yet, right?
Yeah, Hallie, forecasters say the worst of it is expected tonight, with some of those watches expiring tomorrow, shifting the anxiety from scenes like this to scenes like this, where homeowners say they still have so much left to lose. Hallie?
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.
In a recent interview, Katt Williams shared his perspective on the Los Angeles fires, suggesting they were not merely natural disasters but deliberately orchestrated events. He spoke candidly about their origins, hinting at a larger conspiracy involving high-profile figures in Hollywood and beyond, with Sean Diddy Combs allegedly playing a key role. His bold claims have left both the entertainment industry and the general public in shock and confusion. According to Williams, these fires were strategically planned to serve specific agendas. However, he did not provide explicit details or concrete evidence to support his allegations, making it even more difficult to determine the validity of his statements or what to believe.
Them at face value.
This is like Steve Harvey telling people he used to be homeless. That's my story. That's not his story. Steve Harvey wasn't never homeless. When Mark Curry was touring with him 25 years ago, he was making $3,000 a show in cash and doing 5 shows a week. They just tell the stories. Thanks to my wife, I'm where I am. You said that about the first wife. You forget that? You told us it was her. Then you went and married somebody else that think like a man. Like, what are you talking about? They think they can rewrite history. Guy Torrey did a beautiful special about the Comedy Store and Fat Tuesday, where he said that Steve and Cedric and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish came through there and made... All lies. Steve and Cedric never performed at the Comedy Store at all. Tiffany was only seen at the Laugh Factory. In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to L.A. and in his first year in L.A. he had his own sitcom on network television and had had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading. No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words. He just did his documentary with Chris Rock where he shows you that
The wildfires in Los Angeles have long been a subject of intense scrutiny. Over the years, the city has endured numerous devastating fires, some claiming lives and destroying vast amounts of property. For many, the causes have always seemed straightforward, with natural factors like dry conditions and high winds often cited as primary triggers. However, as these fires have grown more frequent, skepticism has increased, with some questioning whether deeper, more sinister forces might be at play. Now, Katt Williams' recent comments have added fuel to this speculation, suggesting that what the public has been told may not be the full truth. His claim that high-profile figures, allegedly including Sean Diddy Combs, could be involved has turned the conversation on its head. While the validity of his theories remains up for debate, the mere suggestion of such a conspiracy has intensified discussions, leaving many to wonder if there's more to these fires than meets the eye.
whole upbringing in comedy was on the East Coast.
Yeah, it was.
So how simultaneously was he here in Los Angeles doing the same thing? It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies, but Jussie Smollett gonna keep lying until you say we don't believe you. Like, it's important in the checks and balances of the universe that liars not get to make complete narratives for themselves.
Are you not afraid about being blackballed again? These are some power people.
What do you mean again? These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. That's why, you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job. Why do you think Gary Owen can't cross over and he already white and been in comedy for 25 years? If what I say ain't the case. It's a cabal. It's a consortium. They rock with who they rock with and they don't with who they don't. But I'm not scared of being the competition any more than you were when you lined up across from a superior team. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team.
Right.
They have all the assets and resources that we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't.
Wow.
Because Shannon Sharp got to be a different person than that other person.
Absolutely.
And he always was. That doesn't change when I change teams. That remains the same. That's how a legacy is built.
Sean Diddy Combs is one of the most influential and successful figures in the music and entertainment industry, known for his lavish lifestyle, luxury cars, and star-studded parties. His public persona exudes excess and extravagance, but behind the glitz and glamour, he has faced numerous allegations and controversies over the years. While Combs has consistently denied any wrongdoing and maintained his status as a powerful mogul, Katt Williams' recent claims have reignited speculation about his activities. The timing of these allegations is notable, as the entertainment world is always drawn to high-profile scandals, and Williams' accusations have undoubtedly added fuel to the fire, sparking fresh debate.
We want to return to the breaking news. The new fire raging tonight in Southern California, 45 miles or so north of downtown Los Angeles. Now more than 9,400 acres of flame in the mountains, more than 50,000 under evacuation orders and warnings. The firefight now underway. Here's ABC's Zoreen Shah.
Night, tens of thousands of California residents ordered to leave their homes as a fast-moving fire rages through their communities.
So what's really frightening about this fire is how quickly it took off.
The Hughes fire in Passaic is rapidly spreading, powered by the same Santa Ana winds that helped bring down thousands of homes in the last few weeks in Altadena, the Palisades, and Malibu. At least 5 schools have been evacuated, these students racing away from their campus.
I was really scared because I thought I was going to get really hurt.
Tonight, over 50,000 people are under evacuation orders.
We got our dogs out. My niece, that's a baby that's in here, we got her out.
We've been dealing with this for how long? The fires? It's emotionally exhausting, physically exhausting, and just tough.
This place is only one of roughly a dozen Southern California wildfires erupting in the past day. And now an investigation into the messaging system that broke out in LA earlier this month, and if quicker actions could have saved lives. An LA County supervisor demanding an independent investigation into the electronic emergency alerts for the fire in Altadena and Pasadena that killed at least 28 people and destroyed over 7,000 structures.
It's important to gather all the facts so we have a complete picture of what happened and how the system was put to work to protect lives. And this work must be prioritized.
All of this coming as the region will face another big test later this week. With heavy rains in the forecast, California's governor is moving resources to help.
Katt Williams has long been a controversial figure, known for his unfiltered views and polarizing statements. However, the weight of his recent claims grows significantly when he asserts that he has receipts to back them up. In the entertainment industry, having receipts typically refers to tangible evidence, documents, recordings, or other proof that can substantiate an allegation. If Williams truly possesses such evidence, it could expose a hidden, darker side of the entertainment world, potentially unveiling a network of conspiracies and activities the public has never seen. However, without concrete proof, many remain skeptical, questioning whether his claims are merely unsubstantiated accusations or if there is indeed more to the story waiting to be uncovered. As speculation continues to build, the entertainment industry and the public alike are left wondering what, if anything, will come to light.
Let's return to the US because thousands of firefighters are still trying to control 5 blazes that have devastated Los Angeles, burning down swathes of the city and reducing some of the world's most expensive and sought-after properties to ashes. There has been some progress in containing some of the wildfires, but firefighters say changes in wind strength and direction could make things more difficult over the course of the day. More than 150,000 people have been ordered to leave their homes. A further 160,000 have been warned to be ready to evacuate quickly. The LA County Sheriff has told the BBC the city's suburbs looked as if they'd been hit by an atomic bomb. Many neighbourhoods have been left unrecognisable. Well, the destruction is expected to cost up to $150 billion, and the National Guard has also been deployed. A nighttime curfew has been imposed in the areas impacted by the Pacific Palisades fire and the Eaton's fire. And police are warning that anyone involved in despicable looting will be arrested. Finally, let me show you what the firefighters are battling. 5 fires continue to burn. Only one of them, Lydia, is anywhere near contained. Well, these are the live pictures from just the helicopters that are flying. You heard their officials in the news conference talking about how one of the Super Scooper planes had been hit by a drone, and that has been put out of action. A real blow because they only have 2 of those, but you can see the huge plumes of smoke. Now, in the last hour, the mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, has been giving a press briefing.
Public reaction to Katt Williams' statements has been a mix of intrigue and skepticism. Some dismiss his claims outright, questioning their validity due to the lack of supporting evidence. They argue that without hard proof, his allegations should be seen as speculative gossip or a publicity stunt. Others, however, find his words compelling, as they align with long-standing suspicions that the entertainment industry is far from clean-cut. These individuals are eager to see if concrete evidence will surface to validate Williams' theories and potentially expose a larger conspiracy. Until then, the debate continues, fueling curiosity and speculation about what might be hidden beneath the surface.
When we're on the front lines, when we're in the command posts, when we're in the emergency operations center, we carry with us our friends and neighbors. That is what this fight is all about. It's about those friends, neighbors, and loved ones who have fled their homes, those who have lost their homes, those who have lost their lives. To all Angelinos, we are fighting hard for each of you.
Well, that's the latest from the news conference. Let me give you more of a picture of actually what it's like trying to battle these fires. We've seen days of it. Captain Adam Van Gerpen from the LA Fire Department is one of the many actually on the front lines. He spoke to me a little earlier and described what his crews are facing with the Palisades area fire.
So the latest right now, we're out in Pacific Palisades fire, and we have approximately 20,000 acres that have burned so far. So we have 2,300 firefighters who are on scene, still battling this fire. So we had some of the most erratic wind conditions that I've ever seen in my 25 years. This the fire changed direction numerous times, and our firefighters were having an active firefight all through the night. So we are still having some wind. We're in what we call red flag wind conditions going through until tomorrow night. So we still have all crews on deck standing by.
Your teams are working around the clock, and that's been the case for day after day. Just give me a sense of what that is like.
Well, our firefighters have been getting very little to no sleep, especially the first 2-3 nights. So the first few nights, it was nonstop structure fires as far as the eye can see. We were up and down our Pacific Coast Highway, all throughout the hill.
What makes this situation even more intriguing is the media's role in amplifying Williams' claims. News outlets, social media influencers, and even casual users have fueled the conversation, spreading it across platforms. As the debate grows, more people are taking sides, with some believing the Los Angeles fires were orchestrated for financial or political gain, while others remain skeptical.
Almost 180,000 people have been ordered to leave their homes around Los Angeles as 5 fires continue to burn, 2 of them completely uncontained. This is what the flames are leaving behind. Entire neighborhoods completely destroyed, everything gone. Only the charred remains of trees have been left standing. The first fire to erupt was on Tuesday in the Pacific Palisades neighborhood. It is the largest fire, and it is still out of control. It spread rapidly. Look at how fast it moved in just 5 hours. It now covers more than 17,000 acres of land. That blaze alone is now one of the most destructive natural disasters in the history of LA. There are still 5 fires alight around the city. Firefighters say 2 of them, the Palisades and Hearst fires, are still 0% contained. And you can see from this time-lapse of the Palisades fire just how quickly it spread, fanned by hurricane-force winds. And this, another neighborhood, Altadena, this satellite imagery shows the homes and buildings, street after street, completely engulfed. 5 people are known to have died, but the LA sheriff says that number will rise. Our correspondent, Emma Vardy, is there.
Well, fire crews are now into a 3rd day of fighting these fires on multiple fronts. The good news is the wind has dropped. The weather is calmer today, so some of the fire's growth has been slowed down, but still the largest blazes have not been brought under control. And we now know that large parts of this city will never look the same again.
The media's role in spreading these claims has kept the topic at the forefront of public discussion, despite the lack of concrete proof. In today's age of viral information, theories like this can spread rapidly, fueling widespread speculation even when the facts remain unclear. This rapid circulation ensures the debate continues, regardless of its credibility.
Disaster is clear to see. Block after block, a blanket of destruction. More than 1,000 buildings burned in this community alone. Emergency services unable to save them. And still they burn. The most catastrophic fires Los Angeles has ever seen. Overnight, the Hollywood Hills resembling a disaster movie. A huge crescent of flame engulfing an iconic community of California. More than 130,000 people have been told to evacuate their homes. Here, just one of many properties engulfed, turned to a shell.
A lot of the stories of heroic actions by our deputy sheriffs, police officers, or firefighters, a lot of them are taking place from people who did not choose to evacuate, putting their own lives at risk. So please, if you're asked to evacuate, because it's not only your life you're putting in danger.
At least 5 major fires have been burning across Los Angeles County. The scale and spread has stretched firefighting crews on the ground and in the air. 16,000 acres and counting consumed by the inferno. One street filmed by a local resident moments before he left.
I thought maybe I would be able to get some extra stuff that we didn't take and come to see that the whole street is just gone.
Without solid evidence, much of the conversation remains purely speculative, with opinions forming based on limited information. As the media amplifies the discussion, it increasingly turns into a contest of who can shout the loudest or propose the most outrageous theory, further blurring the line between fact and speculation.
Let's update you on what's happening in California with the fires. Strong winds are still forecast to return to LA, threatening to undermine the progress made against the wildfires. Forecasters are expecting gusts of more than 70 miles per hour. That's about the same force as a Category 1 hurricane. These are the same type of Santa Ana winds that caused the initial spread of the blazes last week. 3 major fires are still burning. You can see them here. The biggest one, the Palisades, has consumed more than 23,000 acres and is still only 14% contained. Let's bring you more with the BBC's Will Grant, who is there.
As the wildfires in Los Angeles enter their second week, they keep burning and the stories of destroyed lives stack up. Amid the ruins of his block, Michael Soto was incredibly fortunate. His home survived while his neighbours were left with nothing. Now he stands guard to protect what he still has from looters, patrolling a devastated neighborhood.
I moved to this area, for my kids to have a better upbringing for them and for them to have a better future. It was a beautiful community. It was mixed. It was nice. Everyone, looked at each other, waved and all that, so it was just nice. I wanted my kids to have a better future for themselves. But, looks like we're going to have to start all over again and rebuild, come stronger.
The affluent suburb of Brentwood has so far avoided being razed to the ground with the same destructive force. But with the Santa Ana winds still a major factor, the residents aren't out of the woods yet.
As the blaze swept through here, the crews faced a huge task in trying to contain it. The aim now is to protect these vulnerable homes and communities that lie below the line. In essence, to make sure there are no smouldering embers that could kick up into the winds and...
The debate over Williams' claims is further complicated by society's deep fascination with celebrity culture and the entertainment industry, an often mysterious world shrouded in secrecy. Hollywood's powerful figures and scandals have long captivated the public, and Williams' accusations tap directly into this intrigue. Even without clear facts, the mystery surrounding his claims keeps people engaged, eager to uncover what might be hidden beneath the surface.
Currently, we're at the Palisades fire, which is a very dynamic, fast-moving brush fire. I'm looking out the window here, and wind gusts are still 50 to 70 miles an hour, headed right to the ocean and kind of turning back around and headed right up the canyon. There's embers flying 1.5 to 2 miles ahead of the fire, with a 75% chance that would ignite a new fire. So they were caught in a very difficult situation.
As dawn came in the Palisades, it revealed the grim reality of what the fire has left behind. There are miles and miles of streets like this, an utter shock at the devastation here. Communities just vanished, now ghost towns, and once dream homes turned to dust. No one is immune. Mansions now ash. The homes of Jennifer Aniston, Rihanna, Adam Sandler and Paris Hilton among those evacuated. The scale of destruction has upended life in Los Angeles, and this ravaged city is braced for more.
Emma Vardy, and we will be speaking to Emma live later in the programme. Well, the Pacific Palisades on the west coast, or the west side of the city, is where the blaze started. Thousands of buildings have been destroyed in the hills between Santa Monica and Malibu. John Sudworth is there, and he has been speaking to some of those affected.
Late into the night, we watch one of America's wealthiest neighbourhoods burn. The flames so intense, the fire crews are powerless to stop them. So if I very quickly take my mask off, the air is absolutely thick.
In a broader context, Williams' recent revelations highlight an uncomfortable truth. The entertainment industry is not just about glitz and glamour, but also hidden agendas and power dynamics seldom seen by the public. For years, whispers of corruption, manipulation, and covert operations involving its biggest players have persisted.
With smoke. The fire crews here tell us they have a shortage of water, and in many instances they're having to stand and watch these properties burn. It is a losing battle. They're using what little they have sparingly, trying to contain the spread. Defying the evacuation orders, some residents are defending their own homes. With all the surrounding properties burning, I helped Tony and his neighbours scooping water out of the swimming pool and dousing the flames at their boundary.
Since 1993, I've seen a couple of fires, but nothing like this. I wouldn't see this in my nightmare.
I never thought it would come through here.
David was hoping his home might have survived, but the whole neighbourhood has gone, and with it, his house too.
I would have thought I'd be seeing more planes flying over with water. I mean, there appears to be just 2. I mean, in California, are there not like 20 or 30 of them? If they could have got you already. I would have thought the firemen would like take a stand on a certain area. Maybe they did, and I'm just not seeing it. But
wealth and privilege are no protection from this disaster, with the ordinary human defences rendered futile in the face of its devastating force. John Sudworth, BBC News, Pacific Palisades.
Well, the fires have swept through neighbourhoods home to film, television and music stars. Anthony Hopkins lost his multi-million-dollar mansion. The actor Billy Crystal lost his home where he'd lived since 19...
While many of these claims have been dismissed or ignored, Williams' accusations offer a glimpse into the possibility that the entertainment industry is far more complex than we've been led to believe. His statements serve as a reminder to the public that there's much happening behind the scenes, and the figures we admire could be involved in activities far beyond the realm of entertainment.
And, our firefighters, this is what we train for, but what, we haven't seen is these erratic winds, the way that it's spread through this entire community. So, our firefighters are tired, but this is also what we train to do, and so we are going to be remaining on scene until we get 100% containment of this fire.
As you're talking, we're seeing pictures of some of the biggest fires that are still burning. Just tell me, you've talked about the wind, but give me more a sense of what the fundamental difficulties, because the size, the area this is covering, and also the speed, presumably all of that is making it so difficult to actually bring it under control.
Yeah, so on the first couple of days of this fire, the rate at which the wind was blowing, people had only minutes to evacuate. So we knew this was a wind event was coming. We alerted the people in the community. We had pre-deployed our fire resources standing by for this, but nothing could have prepared us for how fast and how erratic this fire spread. So we're fighting fire from one direction. We're spraying water, and it's going 90 degrees to the side. And then as soon as we're putting that fire out, there's an ember cast. We had ember casts that were spreading this fire throughout the entire community. So you're fighting a fire, you knock one down, and then the embers start another one on fire. So also we have evacuation issues. So everybody's trying to evacuate at one time. We had some choke points in there. People actually had to get out of their vehicles and were running for safety. Now these vehicles at the abandoned creates a gridlock. So that has to be removed. So we have...
As the story continues to unfold, all eyes are on Katt Williams to see if he will provide the promised receipts to back up his claims. The stakes are high, as the potential consequences of his revelations could drastically alter the public's perception of some of Hollywood's most influential figures. The receipts come to light, they could trigger legal action, public apologies, and a re-evaluation of how the entertainment industry operates. However, without concrete proof, this may simply become another unsolved celebrity mystery, fading into the background as new scandals take center stage. The outcome remains uncertain.
We had a lot of issues with this fire, but this is something that we have not seen to this level or this extent.
You talk about the embers. Let me explain to our viewers, because I've heard descriptions of this. They're almost like small fireballs that the wind is picking up and then moving them maybe 1 mile or 2 miles ahead of the main fire line. And that means you then have a potential new fire to deal with. So all the time, there are new problems being thrown up. There's also the problem of a lack of water coming out of hydrants. Explain why there's a water problem as well.
Well, whenever you have a large fire, you only have so much water inside all the water main pipes. So if you're fighting fire in an entire community from all different angles and everyone is spread out, you sometimes have some water issues. So as firefighters, we're trained how to deal with that. We have water tankers that are out there that we're supplying our firefighters. We also have what we call relay shuttle operations, where we take water from one fire engine and bring it to another. But this event was so fast moving that we really had to be ready for anything.
In terms of a couple of the big blazes, the Eaton fire, the Palisades fire, what level of containment are you at the moment?
So right now we're about 6% containment with the Palisades fire, which is where I'm at. So the Eaton fire, I can't speak on the containment numbers for there. But the fact that we have multiple fires in the Southern California area, even as we're fighting the Palisades in Los Angeles City, we have other fires breaking out within the city. So we still have to manage those within different fires. So while we're fighting fire last night, we had one broke out in the Los Angeles Valley, and we had to deploy air.
Katt Williams' recent claims about Sean Diddy Combs' alleged involvement in orchestrating the Los Angeles fires have ignited a massive firestorm of controversy and debate. Whether these allegations hold any truth remains to be seen, but the audacity of the claims has sparked crucial conversations about the hidden realities of the entertainment industry. As we await any evidence to support his statements, it's essential to remain mindful of the complexity of the situation and avoid rushing to conclusions. In the coming weeks and months, we will learn whether this story has staying power or if it will fade away like many other celebrity rumors. Regardless of the outcome, it's clear that the entertainment industry holds more secrets than we may be willing to acknowledge.